Hello, it's me, Freezer Gaming. I'm back. How are we doing on this fine Tuesday? I'm doing well. I sorted out my thing at work, so I'm happy. And we're back, and we're playing some Dyson Sphere Program today. So let us go and decide what we're going to do regarding all this green science. Let's head on over. Right, so I had a question for chat and for YouTube over the last week. My question was, do we cheat and use the metadata to grab some green science cubes? And the answer to that was a resounding no. We're going to make a green science factory the old-fashioned way, which suits me because I have some plans for that. And that way we'll be able to make space warpers on the regular and export them out to other systems. I say cheat. It's technically not a cheat in that you generate the metadata from previous runs, but we generated it in advance. So it probably wouldn't be very much in the spirit of the stream, this being our first streamed playthrough, if we're going to use metadata that we got from other non-streamed runs. So I think it makes sense to not do that. Right, so we're going to make our green science the old-fashioned way. And that requires a few things. I have my flowchart of everything open, but the long and short of it is we're going to need to make a lot of turbines to start with, to make all the particle containers. So we're not using iron too much at the moment, but this planet here does not have a lot of iron. So we actually need to make a massive amount of iron and either send it to this planet for manufacturing, because we have the good power here, or manufacture it on the ice planet. Because the ice planet has a large amount of iron that we haven't really tapped into. This one here. There's about 5 million iron, which is more than any of the other planets we've got. The Celine Dion, we've already mined a lot of the iron there, and it's being used for other things. And I don't really want to do a lot of manufacturing here because of all the water. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to import iron. Maybe. But first of all, let us... So we have got another interstellar logistics station. Did we make a load of drones? Or a load of vessels? We did. So we can go and plonk one down on the ice planet and get that sorted if need be. Let's head on over to the ice planet. That is going to be the first step for this, I think. It would have been really smart for me to set the indicator for this immediately. There we go. Thought I just did that. There we go. Oh, it's literally right past the other planet. Okay, that's kind of funny. Yes, the aim of the day is green science. Now, I'm going to try and make it at 180 science per minute, like the other sciences. We'll see if we can pull it off. Buzz past Celine Dion. Yeah, our purple science is going again in the meantime. We fixed the issue with that. So we should be able to chug out the rest of these technologies in the meantime. Improve our logistics, improve our mecha. We'll just do that all passively while we're building all this stuff. So yeah, here's the ice planet. It's a scarlet ice lake, so no water. Power efficiency is pretty low. There is a lot of fire ice. Well, I say there's a lot of fire ice. There's one vein here that we're mining, and then there's another vein somewhere else. Here. There's only 2 veins on this planet, but we are making gas giant harvesters now. We're grabbing fire ice from the ice giant. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But we haven't really done much with this planet because the power efficiency is quite bad. We're sending over titanium because we don't have a choice. And we're sending over graphene as well. But we're going to need to start sending iron. Now, we've currently got 43 megawatts here. And where are the iron nodes? There's a big iron node up there. We're not really using this one. We were using it to make some steel just for construction. That's okay. Let's repurpose all of this stuff. We don't really need this to do that anymore. Get to hear more of the Ice Planet music, hopefully. I'm actually just going to rip this all up and start again. I guess we won't rip up the storages. Let's see. So, the mining machines. We did actually stock up on things this time. Let's try and get 9 per mining machine. That would be good. That each one is like a full belt. So this one could be for magnets, maybe. I don't think we're going to quite manage that. So let's see. So that's 2 yellow belts here. The more vein efficiency you have, the easier it is to set up these efficient mining systems. So that's another belt there. So that's 4 overall, and that's covering all the veins. That's not awful. So we'll build some wind turbines. Get this all hooked up. We'll collect all this litter in a minute. Right, there we go. So this one can go here. This one can go like this. That's a 6 vein one. That's a 9 vein one. I'll just store all of these iron things in there at the moment. Dropped a load of iron smelters apparently. That's funny. Okay. So that's 4 fill. That's 4 full belts, and as far as I can tell, we need 4 fill belts of magnets. So let's do that. So that's going to be 36 smelters. We have plenty of smelters. So let's just... I'm going to do this with wind turbines for now, just because we've mass manufactured them. We've made so many of them on our home planet that we're kind of eager to get rid of them. So I could set up a more clever power solution here, but I don't think I need to. We're just gonna grab a load of wind turbines from the planet. Nice and easy. Yeah, let's lay out some of these smelters. So 9 there. Move these magnets as well. In fact, yeah, what I'll do is... Oh, right, we don't have a thing for magnets here. Let's put that in here. Yeah, so now we can remove that. Another smelter there. We'll move these in a minute as well. Yeah. There we go. So each one of these rows will be 1 belt of magnets. Yeah, I think once per week is the right frequency for me to play this game. It is definitely nice as a break from Oxygen Not Included, but I think I would probably burn myself out on it if I was playing it super regularly, or rather I'd get through it a bit too quickly otherwise. Right, so let's see, this belt can go here, then this one can go here, but now that storage can hold all of these things. You can put all the magnets in here. I'll take these. Hello. Welcome to today, me fumbling the UI like always. I do not have the UI built into my muscle memory for this game, I must say. We'll organize this a bit more neatly later. Right, let's actually pick up the rest of this litter. I'm so glad you can click that and it shows you where all the litter is. There we go. Apparently I forgot to delete a belt here. Marvelous. So then this one can go here. That belt can go here. I can go there. We'll fill these with all the extra iron ore that we've accumulated. Those belts. And then I should go back and stock up on wind turbines. Oh wait, I brought some with me. Haha, yes. It's a surprise tool that we'll save for later. Right, sorter time. So on the one hand, I could have just blueprinted this, and it might technically be quicker. But on the other hand, I find it pretty satisfying just plugging in all the sorters. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of that. It's only annoying when I get it wrong. Yes, how are you, Leofar? I saw you on Reddit earlier. Stalking each other on Reddit. I need to post more on the Oni Reddit. And I actually need to... Like, now that I've made those videos and I found out a bit more information than what's on the wiki about the world traits, etc., I should probably update the wiki. I don't tend to update wikis. But when I actually used to be doing stuff for Smogon, like back in back in the 2010s, when I was doing black and white and X and Y never used as a moderator, I actually had admin privileges and I could edit stuff. I could edit like the Pokedex articles and everything. I didn't tend to do that very often, but I could do it. I had the power. And I miss Smogon sometimes. It's a shame that the Pokemon games didn't get better. Like, they're fun, but like, I feel like Game Freak has gotten kind of complacent with how they're making the Pokemon games, like from a competitive point of view. I feel like it would have been super easy for them to make it much better than it actually is at the moment. But I know it's not their goal. I know their goal is to sell the Pokemon games to mostly children who will buy them anyways, for the other reasons. And that's absolutely fine. I don't need to hoard their product for that. See, look at this. We're already out of power. This ice planet is not very power efficient. And I think the solution for that is actually just going to be spamming wind turbines, because we have them. 70% efficiency is not that bad. And it saves me having to import and export a load of things. Anyway, sorry about a brief diatribe on Pokemon. I was very much a fan of how the sort of middle gens used to be. Like, Gen 3 to Gen 6. That was about what I liked. Kind of stopped playing it after they added Z moves. But I mean, they've got rid of them since. But I liked the Mega Evolutions. I thought they were good. Wait, this is... There we go. Why is that one too close? Oh no, that's not right either. I feel like I'm going to make some mistakes tonight. There we go, that's okay. Yes, we're going to brute force this planet. Because we've literally filled a column of storage boxes with these by accident, because I filled an ILS and then I realized we're probably not going to export them from this system. That's enough power. Maybe. We'll keep expanding it as we need to. Yeah, magnets coming out of here. That's good. And then we need 2,700 iron ingots per minute. How many belts is that? That's like 8 belts. It's 45 smelters. Right. It's 5 and a bit belts. So we've got a big iron vein over here, but I think we're going to need 2. Can we find 2 big iron veins next to each other? Is it too much to ask? There may not be that many more iron veins on this planet. There's one here. There's one here. There's one here. I'm beginning to think that these were the 2 close ones. Oh well. What I'll do is I'll mine the iron from over here. We'll do a polar belt and we'll bring it over here to this one. That's what we'll do. But first, let's make a load of wind turbines. And I'm actually going to be somewhat sensible about it this time. And we're going to blueprint it. Here we go. Oh wait, actually, let's extend it all the way down to the other side first. I think I still need to do that. So we'll just do like a little patch here. Because we didn't blueprint it on the other planet because there are all those lakes. It was getting awkward. But there are the lakes here are made of ice that you can actually build on. The game says you can't build on them. It says it's not a constructible area, but it is. Yeah, here we go. So now, I should remember that Control-C and Control-V are just literally the blueprinting tool. If I go up here, grab these. Then I can literally just copy and paste this across the whole planet. Provided I get it in the right spot. Okay. And you guys can start making these. We're just gonna do this now. And hopefully not misplace them. We've already misplaced them. They're already one off. Sod it. Stop it. Stop all the wind turbines. Thankfully, it's quite quick to actually do this. Yeah, it's getting really hot again. I'm actually going to open the window. It is actually May now. And I'm sure this computer generates its fair share of heat as well. Move all this. So, Control-C. So this is spaced out correctly. I just need to actually line it up properly. So that is the correct spacing. Yeah. And now you guys are actually doing it without the game whinging. That's fine. That's because I was trying to build over the mining machines. Alright. So what we'll do is we'll queue this all up. And then I'll go get a load more wind turbines. So this is telling me how many more wind turbines I need. I'll tell you what, they have really thought out how to make the user interface good for just mass building things. It's so good. So this isn't quite a Dyson Sphere, but it's certainly something. And then this should generate a large amount of power. Could make these even bigger, but this is fast enough. I want to make sure that I'm not misclicking either. Ah! Yeah, look, if I move up here, it starts to move to the resolution of those cells. This is why we're building everything on the equator. Getting jump scared by all the logistics vessels. Oh my god, so this is getting close to 1,000 wind turbines. Well, that is fine. So we need 1,224 wind turbines. That's alright. We can go grab those from the other planet. And then we can just do a load of manufacturing here. Like, I might as well use that planet to the fullest. Like, the wind energy is free. Even if it's less efficient than normal, we might as well do it. Oh, but the wind turbines are on Celine Dion, so let's go there. Look at Dyson Sphere Program. I'm really glad I sorted out my work thing. Basically, I realized, A, I was missing the crucial bit of information I needed to actually do the job. B, I had only been able to spend about 20% of the allotted time on that project compared to other more urgent projects, so of course it wasn't done. And C, we managed to find all the information I needed, so I can get like half the work done tomorrow. So, I am very happy that that situation sorted itself out. Right, so now we need wind turbines, and we left a big bin of them somewhere, probably over by all the science. Looks like the science production has stalled. We'll have a look at that as well while we're here. Let's see. Yeah, here's our big stack of wind turbines that we made like a moron. Right, 800. Well, 400 here. This is going to be like 600. So we need even more than this. That's fine. We can make some more space up here. So that's 1,300 wind turbines, and we definitely don't need any more than that. So that's good. Why has the science stopped here? It's resumed again. I think it's because the purple science is being delivered in batches. Yeah, like this belt is depleting and refilling. That's fine. I'm happy with that. At the end of the day, we have enough, I think we have enough Matrix Labs. We'll stick some more Matrix Labs on this, but we'll just try and have some excess hash speed. And then we can blow through a stockpile faster, if we want to. Just give me a sec. Make 10 of these. Oh, they're nicking all my wind turbines. Bringing them back to the base. That's not what I want. I need to upgrade these sorters first. Yeah, it's not exactly peak design to have your drones steal your wind turbines from you. Get out of here. There we go. So they're going to be bringing it back to the wind turbine manufactory, which is here. So let's grab them all for over here and then run. Yeah, there we go. That should be good enough. That is not how a logistics network is supposed to work, but whatever. I could change the setting if I really cared. Yeah, that's all working. So look, this vessel, because actually let's change course first of all. That vessel is purple because there's purple science on it. Very cool. This way. But yes, I'm quite glad we prioritized nuclear fuel. That is running very well, keeping us topped up in space. We do have some spare. Use some more of these again. That's fine. Begin. Spread out and search for clues. We'll get these all built and then we'll see how much power we have to work with. I think in the calculator there is actually a function that tells you how much power your factory is going to spend when it's built. But I'm not going to look at that. Instead, we're just going to walk forward menacingly and build wind turbines. Hey Max, how you doing? I was against the storm. The storm in real life has abated where I am, so we have some nice sunny weather now, and it's really hot, and I've opened the window. Yes, we're back in Dyson Sphere Program. At the moment, we're colonizing the ice planet, and we were going to do something really clever about the power here, because it's like the wind efficiency is pretty bad, but then I realized we had a stockpile of 10,000 wind turbines that we made by accident. So instead, we've just decided to cover the whole planet in wind turbines and hope that's enough power. Hey, happy Nora. Thanks for the what's-its. Always appreciate what's-its. Yes. So, we've got purple science production going now, and we're researching all of the related techs. And the next objective is green science. That will let us make space warpers, and that will let us escape our starting system. Because we've got the planets in our starting system pretty much colonized now. We're making stuff on all of them, and there's a few interesting stars nearby. I'm still trying to figure out what to do. There's a black hole down here that could potentially be interesting, and there's a red giant over here. I think the ultimate goal is for me to wind up over here. We might just do like a really long warp once we get the space warpers and just end up over here and make our final base over here. Because we've got a neutron star, we've got loads of distant G-type stars, so they should have some really good oil planets on them. And then there's a few B-type stars as well. Do I build things just by walking near them? No, my drones do. I have some drones that come out and build stuff near me. So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Well, no, but actually yes. And I queued this all up in advance using the blueprinting tool. And I didn't have enough wind turbines on me, so now the game is telling me where to put all my wind turbines. And the tool is quite thorough. Look at that, that's visually trippy, isn't it? Now let's turn that off, so that I don't go spare. Yeah, the drones are having a fun time figuring out where we're going to put all these wind turbines. So what happened is, I had a logistics station that I was filling with wind turbines, and I was going to export them to other star systems. And I realized I didn't have enough slots to send wind turbines and other things. So we ended up just putting all the wind turbines in a bin. And now I'm kind of trying to find excuses to use them because we made them all and spent all those resources on that. And the wind efficiency on this planet is 70%. So it's not great, but it's not terrible. And like when you cover a whole planet with wind turbines, that should be enough power for now. But yeah, this is going to take a minute just to get the drones to build everything. And I'm going to get them to build everything first because I want to see how much power we can generate from this. And then we'll decide what we're going to manufacture here and what we're going to export to other planets accordingly. Because I reckon we will run out of power here. Green science manufactory is very power intensive. Or you have to make a giant fractionator setup. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do because that will take up a lot of space and be quite complicated to plan. Yeah, we're going to be doing this for a while. How? Yeah. That number's gone down by about half, so we'll probably be another 5 or 10 minutes doing this. Yeah, look at this giant ice lake. This is definitely a good material to build wind turbines on. The ice is really thick. Like, the game whinges and says it's not constructible area in the overview mode, but it totally is. I think it probably used to not be, and then they patched that out because they realized that was kind of lame. Which is kind of funny because you can build literal rocket launching silos on the ice. Like, how thick would an ice sheet have to be for you to put a rocket silo on it and have it not melt from all the heat? Yeah, you missed me having a rant about Pokemon and which Pokemon games were my favorite. It's something I was thinking about doing. I don't think I'm going to end up with time to do it, but I was thinking about doing a Nuzlocke because I've never done one before. And I never actually ended up playing Pokemon Platinum. Wait, what's going on? Oh, right, the rest of our wind turbines in here. Ah, we didn't quite grab enough. I'm going to have to go back and get some more. That's annoying. I can't just make them here, can I? I can make 52. We'll start making them here as well. I don't want to fly back. We did pack enough, but then the drones started nicking them and bringing them back to the box because I forgot to change that setting. But we used like a large amount of that stockpile on this, so I don't feel too guilty about making a few more. I think we're still going to have to go back. That's going to be very sad. Maybe we'll just get all the iron production done first, and then we'll make the rest here. It's only going to be like 100 or so, for sure. Also, the other reason why I'm doing this is because we're going to set up the iron mines really far away from our main base, so I just want to make sure we can connect it all up power-wise. And this means I don't have to build Tesla towers to carry all the electricity. I'm sure there's something to be said about like the salesman's dilemma and which path is the shortest to trace to get all these wind turbines built, because the drones only work in like a small area around you. I'm just glad I queued this all up in advance, because otherwise we'd be here a lot longer. And I made sure that the spacing was even, so we shouldn't accidentally Be building wind turbines in the wrong place. Also, because we're running on nuclear fuel rods, we're actually generating enough power that the drones can go and do this constantly, and we're not having to recharge, so that's nice. Almost done. I think it's quicker to stop occasionally, because then the drones actually get out of the backpack and start flying around again. Whereas if I walk for a long time, they don't come out as quickly. Looks like we're down about 50. That's okay. This is all connected up, at least, so that's the important thing. Right, so, the iron. So this iron we're harvesting for magnets. This iron is going to be where we make all the ingots. And then this iron is in the band. This iron is slightly above. So what we'll do is we'll build the mining machines around the iron that's not in the band, and we'll save the iron that's in the band for something else. But that is generating 330 megawatts. So that is about as much power as on other planets. Obviously a lot more wind turbines than on the other planets. That's fine. So, mining machines. We're going to need 4 full belts of each of these. Oh, almost 4 full belts. That's 1 belt. Need 9 veins per machine, ideally. Or have pairs with, like, at least 5. So that's 2 belts. It's 3 belts. Come on, let me grab those. Yeah, there you go. So that's 4 belts. Can we get a 5th one on here? Wait. It's not bad. That'll count as 5. So let's see. Belts. So 1, 2. 3. 4. 5. There we go. So that's all plugged into the wind turbines, and that is 1,800 iron ore in it. So what I'll do is So that's where the magnets are being made. So this is going to need 30. So if I start them here... That's going to run into that vein. So let's actually take it like here. There we go. So that is 30 smelters. Okay. And then we need to plug these belts in, so this one can go up here. And then we can use this very handy tool to flip the whole path of the belt. And then that can go there. This bit doesn't need to be super neat. So that can go there. That can go... Let's see. Yeah, that'll do. So that's for another 6. This one will send around the other way. Yeah, that's alright. Let's just send that like around here. There we go. Then we're out of belts. Okay. We'll have to go grab some more belts as well. So we need wind turbines and belts. Did I put some stuff over here as well? Let's go have a look. Oh, we have loads of iron over here. Okay. Let's see. So... make some belts here for now. Let's use all this iron up. I would rather not fly back unless we had to. And then that can come down here. That will terminate here, and then this one can go like that. Cool. And then we can hook these all up. So what I'm doing is, for this first star system, where we're first getting to all the sciences, I'm making everything with the basic machines, so you can see how big the factories are. And also because it's really easy to mass produce the basic machines. In the later star systems, I'm going to make factories for the advanced machines. We're going to make smaller factories using the advanced machines. And you can see how that looks as well. And usually how it goes is, where are you going? Oh, these are all queued up, that's why they're green. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, build these. So the basic machines tend to use less power, but you need to build more of them. What I'm going to do is... I'll bring the iron into the middle. That's what I'll try and do. I'll try and bring it here where the magnet line ends. do something like this. So then that can go there. It can go there. It can go there. It can go like that. How annoying. And then this one can come like this. And then we'll figure out where this is all going in a minute. Because we actually need even more iron plates than this. We need another 15 smelters. Right, there we go. So that is 1,800 iron per minute. And then the rest of the iron, yeah, we're literally going to bring it over the pole again. So what we'll do is... one of these wireless power towers. What I'll do is this. Actually, what I'll do is I'll build them right next to the... build them down here. So that they're 2 away. Then that should give plenty of room. That one was 1 away. Not going to be very neat when we get here. Nothing ever is near the poles. Wait, why am I doing this? The power's right here. I don't need to do this at all. Like, we've literally got the belt covering the whole planet. Get rid of these. We've got the wind turbines covering the whole planet, so we can just plug this in at the other end. But we'll bring the iron that way. We need 3 full belts of this, so let's see. Doesn't look like we're gonna quite get a 9 here. It's fine. We're pretty close to getting a 9. Oh well. I'll just build more of the machines and we'll just do 2 machines each onto 1 belt. That's fine. So long as we're using up all of the veins, so long as they're all connected somehow, it's fine. Okay, does that plug in? That does, that's good. Then we can just bring that here, then that plugs all of these in. And then each of these is at least 5, so it doesn't really matter which way we plug them in. So that looks to be the diagonal axis. So let's send it like this. This is gonna fill me with regret already, I know it. So we can have these 3 belts go over here. And then we'll smelt everything at the same place, just so that we're keeping all of our smelting together. So the iron ore is literally just going to be sent over the pole. And I did at least get this right. This isn't an 8th point, this is a 16th point. That's okay, I think. So that one's going to be really neat. This one is not going to be neat. I don't like that game. That's better. I mean, that'll do for now. Yeah. Then when we get to this point, I'm just gonna give up and go like this. You know, because why not? Gonna make it like a little eye shape. Grab belts again. I should actually go and restock belts, but we might as well. We're making the iron here. It doesn't take too long for us to fabricate belts. It'll take longer for us to go back and fetch a load of belts. I mean, the actual answer is I should make a belt factory on this planet as well. I don't really feel like it. So what you can actually do is you can just free draw it. You can do it like this, where it doesn't actually match the grid. But I'm doing this out of protest. Out of protest for polar coordinates. So let's see, that goes... yeah. This goes here. Goes down here. I just think it's funny. So yeah, then this is where the rest of the iron is. We'll just start sending it along there. You know what? I think we will go back and get some extra belts. Let's not beat around the bush. Get us out of here. So let's go to Celine Dion. Be there in like half a minute. So yeah, this green science factory is going to take a while. You need to make a lot of stuff for it. Like, not just complicated stuff, like high throughput as well, which is what all this iron stuff is as well. This is all the particle containers. Hey, Amy, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing all right. We are making a proper green science factory, as YouTube resoundingly voted on. So we realized that the desert planet doesn't have a lot of iron on it, so we're grabbing all of the iron from the ice planet that we haven't really used so far. What am I drinking? I wonder. Right, let's see. First of all, we want more wind turbines. That was a thing that we wanted. We don't need that many, though. And then, what else? Belts. We'll grab belts. Also, I should actually queue up some more science again, because we've got the purple science being produced now. So we've got all 4 sciences on the go for a lot of research. And we just need the final green science, and that's the next objective. But we can queue up some more of these. Let's queue up communication control. Will help us build things quicker. Blueprint without limit. We might as well do that. I find it quite rare that you end up hitting the blueprint limit. Energy circuit for extra fuel power. That sounds good. We'll just queue up as many mech upgrades as we can. I think the rest of these all require greens. Yeah. And then probably just research speed. We can queue this up now. This is just purple science. We have purple science being made. So that will just make the labs more efficient. So you don't have to build as many of the labs to get research done quickly. Looks like Prosecco. No, well, it's not Prosecco. I had a lot more of it in the glass. You're having a coffee. Yeah, well, I mean, that was me for the rest of the day. I think if I had another coffee now, I wouldn't go to sleep. Right, let's go grab some belts. Let's just fill up on belts. Yeah, we've got 1,200 in here. That seems quite low. Is that really as many as we can stack in here at a time? I feel like that's not right. Yeah, let's have... We have 2,400 in here. That'd be nice. Okay, so it looks like 1,500 is the max we can store on here. That's fine. Well, I'll take the rest of these. And then we'll just head off. Before they steal more of them. We'll probably come back a few times. I'm sure I'll forget to grab some things. There we go. Shape of the glass is getting you confused. You've worked and done the gym today for the first time in yonks, so coffee is needed. Nice. Very good. Oh, I enjoy this game. We just finished covering the ice planet and wind turbines. I was going to do something clever with like sending accumulators over from another planet, but then I realized we mass-produced so many wind turbines, I could literally just cover the entire planet without making any more. So, we may as well just do that. But I think the goal for today is to make particle containers. Make all the particle containers we need. And that's what all this iron is for. So let's see. There's the belt. We need to head over here and finish it off. So we didn't cover the entire planet. We covered, like, the whole equatorial band. And yes, we're doing this all with yellow belts because I feel like it. That does tend to be the answer to a lot of questions. Why am I doing it like this? Because I feel like it. And let's go finish all the wind turbines as well so that we don't forget about those. There you go. Wind power. Now that's something you don't have in oxygen not included as wind power. I mean, obviously it wouldn't make any sense in that game. I suppose you could probably make a wind turbine based on like the pressure differential between tiles. Like if you had a really high pressure area and you let it vent out. But yeah, I think that really fits into what they want from the game. So let's go plug in some more smelters. So we need another 15. So we're not actually going to use all of this. In fact, let's just blueprint this. Tell me how many this was. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. And then the belts will do those a bit more bespokely. So that's 6. So that's the first one going down here. Yeah, that's fine. And then that can go over here. Okay. Does the poles of the planet have converging longitudinal lines? So here's what the grid looks like as you go towards the pole. So the grid resolution at the equator is pretty constant, but as you get closer to the pole and like out of the tropical zones, it resets across these bands. So everything you build in the bands can be copy and pasted over. Then the bands get narrower and narrower as you get to the pole, trying to preserve the size of the squares. And then when you get to the pole, it just gets kind of silly. It kind of breaks down. So the long and short of it is you usually don't want to build too much stuff near the poles. Like, I mean, mining machines and stuff is fine, but if you're going to be making large factories you want to copy and paste, you're better off doing it near the equator. Or at least in the band between the equator and the poles. But we need one more belt. And this one will go this way. And that should be 2,700 exactly. It's 45 smelters. And then we'll figure out where the next destination for all this iron is. But for now, I'm just going to bring it all together because I'm not 100% sure what we're going to do with it. Guess it's one way to not have silly grids. Yeah, I think it works pretty well. Like you have enough space in the equator most of the time. Or at least I do. I imagine, like, the later you get into the game, the more hairy it gets. No, that's not what I wanted. So that belt is only going to be half full. That's fine. There we go. What a monstrosity this is. This is why you should make This is why you should make a proper green belt factory. We made a very small one. For cases where we only want a few of them. But for mass amounts of belts, we didn't make. It's not quite scaled up because it needs turbines. And that's what this factory is actually for. It's for turbines. But these ones are going to be for research. Right. So that is 8 belts of iron. So if I look on my little thing, we need 720 of the iron to be gears. That's fine. 16 assembly machines. So let's put those here. In fact, let's do it like this. And I'm just going to spread everything out, because we're not going to make anything else on this planet other than the green science stuff. And it should all be fine. So what I'll actually do is remove it up to here. We'll pocket all the iron. And then that can come in here. It's going to be making gears. Actually, what I could do is... Was indecisive, now not so sure. What I could do is I could remove that line. Move this down here. That run along this side. And then we can remove this line. Flip this one. And then we can send that like this. Yeah, that's okay. And that can go in like that. Oh, I'm going to turn the power overlay off as well, because it's going to get annoying, getting annoying in blue. Right, and then we'll just sort this out to do the same. That is going to be 2 belts of gears. Let's see, those can come out here. Like this. Come back, music. I need you. There you go. The music returns. So 2 full belts of gears. And we're going to need to combine that with... How many belts of iron? We need to combine that with 4 belts of iron. With 32 assembling machines to make all the motors. So what we'll do is... Here's the 4 belts of iron. Let's remove these 2. And then we'll put the machines over here. That could be 8 of these. And we're going to need to go back and grab some more of these. I mean, how many of these can we make? Can we just make like a few for now? Yeah, we can make a few for now. We'll go back and get some more later. Then these actually need to be motors. So... This is the production line I should have built a while ago. Like, I think next time I do a run in this game, I'm gonna make the turbine production line way in advance of actually needing green science. We're gonna do it with these yellow belts, and we're just gonna use it to make turbines, so we can make everything that needs turbines really quickly. I think that makes sense. Yeah, this belt here, that can come off and go here. And then what will happen is spaghetti. That's what will happen. So this gear belt will run around between these machines. That will hook in like this. We had a stack of 1,000 sorters at the start of the stream. Let's see how quickly we get through all those. Imagine if my giant mech could walk around a rock. So then that one comes down here. This. Okay. It also requires coils. Yes, that is a thing. We'll need to make the coils and plug them in after the fact. That's fine. The magnets for the coils are here, and the copper is everywhere. The nearest copper... we'll just grab some polar copper. In fact, the copper is all by the poles. We'll literally grab this lot right by the pole, and then we'll just send it down here. That's what we'll do. And we'll leave this one for something else. Yeah, let's copy these across as well. The next lot of gears will come down... Well, let's think about where the iron's going to go first. Probably going to come like this. Then we're going to cheat and do that. And then... yeah, this line will come in the top. The gears will go like this. Ice planet music. Not that this planet looks like ice at the present moment. We're in the rocky bit. Okay, so then we just hook this up with sorters. This song always makes me think about that guy on the beach playing the piano that's set on fire. It's just like... you don't need to go too hard on the soundtrack, just play a little piano song for the ice planet. Right. Okay, so now we just need coils for this. So, if I go back to my little flowchart, we need 16 coils, and that's going to require 720 copper. But overall, we're going to need 1620 copper. So let's make 5 belts of copper. Where are we going to do that from? What's the best vein for that? I don't know, let's just mine all of this. This is nearby. Our magnets, our thing is ending up over there anyways. It's a shame there's none on this side. Like, I'd have to go all the way to the other side of the pole to grab it from that side. Or I could grab it from here and do some long belts. I'm gonna have to do some long belts either way. I don't really want to do drones for something this far. No, let's do this one. Then we can send all of our copper behind our current factory. I think that makes sense. I need to make some more of these. So, ooh, there is an achievement for getting 12 veins in one mining machine. Can we do it somewhere? We can get 11. If we can get 12, we're gonna have to investigate if we can get 12 here, I'm afraid, because I haven't got that achievement yet. Ah, we can. Okay. Look. Right here. Oh, no, we can't do that. Because that's... the arms of the miner are going to get in the way. Game, stop lying to me. So the reason why I thought you could do that is because you can actually hide certain individual veins. Oh, although I've realized that would require a foundation, and we're trying to do the no foundations achievement. Okay, so let's not worry about that then. 9 is the number we're aiming for, because that means we can get 1 full belt per machine. This is a really good vein though. So that's 2 belts. That's 3 belts off of just this. It's 4 belts. Then I'll probably just do 2 here. It's a little bit of pixel hunting in this. There we go. Right, so that's 5 full belts of copper. That's all we need. So let's see. I love the wireless power towers. That's so good. There we go. Time to shut the blind. It's getting dark. So then let's see. So that's going to be 1 belt, that's going to be 2 belts. Going to be 3 belts. That's number 4. It's going to take a while to get all those purple cubes for the research speed, but I mean, it'll be fine. That's 5. So then, I guess we'll do all the copper smelting over here. It's going to require 30 copper smelters, so we're almost out of those. Let's start them here. It's 15 each time you do it like that. And then we'll set these all to copper. Also, if you do 30 of these in a row, if you had blue belts, if you had enough blue belts, you could have one blue belt run along the whole bit here. But we're just gonna do it with yellow belts because we've got like masses and masses of yellow belts, so it's fine. It doesn't need to look pretty; it just needs to work. Now, here's the thing: the belts in this game, despite the fact that they're clearly running and using some kind of power by real-world logic, they don't use any power in game. I feel like one way to incentivize not just yellow belting everything at the start would be to make like belts use a fixed amount of power per section. And make it small, make it to the point where you have to think if you're going to use 5 yellow belts instead of 1 blue belt. Like, incentivize actually making that complex factory. Because the sorters are much easier to make, because you only need motors for the green sorters and then turbines for the blue sorters. But you need turbines for the green belts, and then you need supermagnetic rods for the blue belts. And graphene. So, mass producing those so you can make a lot of them can be kind of cumbersome. And I'm only saying that because we didn't bother. Right? We probably should have bothered. We'll bother in the next system. The plan is we're going to build everything with like the basic materials in this system to show what it looks like. And then when we get space warpers and we go to the next area, we'll do everything with the Nita buildings. Right, so then that can come down here. That can go in here. We only need 2 of these to start. I might as well plug in all 5 of them now. And I'm also going to bring these all together in case we want to build something in this region. I don't think we will, but who knows. There we go. Because that intermediate band is wide enough that you do sometimes end up building stuff in it if you run out of space in the equator. By you, I mean me. So you probably do things neater than this if you have this game. I think streaming has very much turned me from a perfectionist into a pragmatist. So I don't want to spend ages fiddling around with stuff on here so that it looks exactly how I want it. But I know it's not interesting. So it's got me better at being practical and just actually building stuff that works and getting it done. Right, copper. I love how we can just stand on the belts and it doesn't stop them. Right, so let's take these 2. We'll take it behind the titanium because we're probably going to do something with this titanium later. That can go like this. Then this one can come and do that. There we go. There we go, that's fine. Right, so 2 lots of copper. Then we need to make the magnetic coils, which requires 16 assembly machines and 1440 magnets. What that means is we'll stick these assembly machines here. And I think that's all the coils we need. Let's see. I like how this planet looks. I just wish the wind power was slightly better. But, I mean, at the moment we're fine. When this all kicks in, it's probably going to consume about 300 megawatts. That's my bet. It says it on the calculator, but I'm not going to look because I think the surprise would be amusing. Right, let's see. What's the best way of extending this belt? I think just having it loop around would be a good idea. And I think we can have it on the outside. So let's send that like this. Look at that. I got that right. These drones are so quick now. It's amazing. So that will loop around to these machines. And then this magnet belt will come down here. This one will stay here. Yeah, I like that. I do wonder whether they're ever going to add pipes to this game for the liquids. I don't think they would. I think I'd rather just have everything come out in cardboard boxes on the belts. But I like pipes. I say this with a job in real life where I'm making pipes all day, or I'm designing stuff with pipes all day. Or rather, I'm designing stuff to support pipes all day, and a further correction to that would be I'm doing visual survey reports on where we need to design additional supports for pipes. That's what I'm actually doing at the moment, which is fine. I don't mind doing that. Right, and then this can terminate here. And then that magnet can come in here again. And then this magnet can come here. Good. So then these things come out at 90 per minute, so we'll need a green sorter for each of these machines. For the outputs, which is okay. I mean, what I could do is I could move the magnet belt up one. Have yellow sorter for that, and then have yellow sorters for the magnet coils as well. But we have a few green sorters, I'm just going to use them. Actually, no, that's kind of silly. Let's do it. Let's move this out one. I like to not use the advanced things unless we end up in a situation where we have to. And then what we'll do is we can just have the coils output here with the yellows. Because these only take 45 magnets. Oh! Oh no, it's the other way around. It's the copper. Bollocks. Bollocks. Undo. Read these. So the magnet belts need to stay where they are. The copper needs to go out an additional one. That's fine. There we go. And then we can do the same for all of these. Yeah, this ends up somewhat neat. It's fine. Don't accidentally delete the whole thing. And then we can have that belt go like that. Yeah. And that can just go like this. Yeah, my hay fever has been alright. I've been taking the antihistamines, and they haven't been making me super drowsy anymore. So I think I'm used to them now, which is good. Because that was really winding me up, and it was kind of getting in the way of my work. It's kind of unfortunate though, because hay fever gets pretty bad without them. Why did I delete that? I could have just reversed that. There we go. No, no, you're in love one. I'm imagining if we made this giant science factory and left that one sorter in the wrong place, and then everything started clogging up with the wrong items on the belts. That would be bad. I don't think we ever finished this one. That's funny. Here we go. So that is 4 belts worth of coils. Done. Good. And then we just need to finish that belt. Okay. Look how many assembly machines this is. And this isn't even for half the stuff. This is just for the particle containers for the green science. Like, there's more stuff we need to make as well. The factory is getting large. So what's the next thing to do? So now we need to take those coils. We need to put them onto 2 belts. Oh, right, it's 2 belts worth of coils. Is that correct? No. We use 2 of these. We use 2 of these coil belts for the motors, and then we use 2 of them again for the turbines. Got it. Got it. Got it. Hello, Kevron. Kevron, how you doing? Nice grid, looking very Hellraiser-esque. Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. It's a bit like a porcupine. We were gonna do something clever with the power here, but we realized that we had a storage bin full of 10,000 wind turbines instead. By accident, and we just built a load of wind turbines. So it's about, this planet is like 70% efficient, so that's about 350 megawatts. I think that would be enough for this. I don't know. Right, so these coils, these can go on the outside. So what I'll do is this one we'll just bring around here. That should be fine. 10,000. Yeah, I basically filled an ILS, and then I realized I didn't have the available slots to actually export it anywhere. Like, I needed to use it for something else. So we unpacked it. And now I need to now I need to stop making more wind turbines. But yeah, we're making a production line for green science at the moment. And I decided to do it on an ice planet because that's where all the iron is. So this is now making motors. But I should have made this ages ago. I should have made this after doing yellow science so that I could mass produce green and blue belts, etc. But no, we're going to do everything with yellow belts instead. At this point, I'm just doing it for the yellow belt aesthetic. Right, so then this one can come over here, and that will go on the outside as well. So that should be fine. I never plugged this one in. Here you go. Yes. It's Tuesday, so I'm playing Dyson Sphere Program. I love this game. This is my go-to game if I don't have any internet. So we recently got our internet changed, and it is now working really well. The previous internet was not as good. Yeah, that sort of lines up. I think today the thumbnail is going to have to just be a shot of this factory from space. And I also need to do more that's going to be ugly, oh well. We also need to do more daytime shots, because I've noticed most of my thumbnails are at night time. That'll do fine. Yeah, go research speed. And then once we've done this, that's all of the upgrades that don't need green science. So then we'll start grabbing the techs, and we can just... We've actually grabbed most of the techs already. So we'll just go ham. It's fine. Grab all of this stuff. Still learning strategies to not end up with conveyor spaghetti. Yes, I'm trying. Yes, this is definitely the spaghetti system. So the starter system will be the spaghetti system, and then the non-starter systems will be the non-spaghetti systems. That's what I'm telling myself. Right, so that should be all the motors plugged in now. And that will give me how many motors? So that's 720 motors, so that'll be 2 belts. And then we need to combine those with the rest of the magnetic coils with another 16 machines. Right, so the rest of the magnetic coils are down here. So I think it makes sense to have 2 rows of 8. We'll make some more assembly machines. Take the gears out of storage, why don't you? Because we've set up logistics on the other planet. I didn't think we were going to do a lot of stuff here, but we've ended up doing a lot of stuff here because there wasn't iron. We were running out of iron elsewhere in the world. In fact, actually, let's just double check that. Like, if I go to Brian Adams, we've got like 500,000 iron on this planet, and that's going down at about 4 a second at the moment. This should last a while. We've got slightly more over here, but I don't want to do more stuff on the Mediterranean planet. The Mediterranean planet sucks. We're trying to go for the foundationless achievement, which is why I'm also building everything on these planets where there's no water. I've just got ice here. Anyway, so yeah, silly device is to blame for naming all of these planets. We've got Alanis Morissette, we've got Mia Khalifa, Brian Adams, Avril Lavigne is a ice giant, which I thought was funny, and then Celine Dion is the Mediterranean one. Right. So let's see. These produce 22.5 motors each. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to take the motors off on this side. And what we can do is we can loop this round like this. And then take the motors off here. Right, we've reached that point. Let's go back and grab some assembly machines and grab some belts. Go to space. No, don't head towards the red giant. Go home. You've never made it off planet before? I'm going to start up a new game and make that a goal after I finish my only run. Yeah, there is a achievement for getting off your planet in the first hour, I think. It definitely seems possible, but I'm not going to do it. I think I've seen someone actually speedrun this entire game in 5 hours. And I do not understand. I think they had everything blueprinted and they rehearsed it. But the video is on YouTube somewhere. Like they got the white science and they researched mission complete in 5 hours. There's an achievement for doing it in 10 hours. And there's another achievement for doing it in 25 hours. But 5 hours is nuts. I reckon if I was really concentrating, I might be able to get the 25-hour one, but we're just vibing. Right, so we need belts. So we're not building foundations, so we're trying not to do too much on this planet. But obviously, this is the planet with the oil, so we don't really have a choice. We need belts, and we need the other thing. Assembly machines. And in the meantime, you can just fill all my stockpiles with everything else. Fidget spinners, come to me. I really want to go to that red giant. We're definitely going to build a Dyson Sphere around that red giant for the achievement, because we haven't got that one yet. But whether that's the first one we do, I don't know. Also, this is the wrong place. We're looking for this one. So this is where we're making all of our yellow belts. And that should be enough. Stop nicking them. Yeah, they're great. So let's see. Assembly machines. Where are they? Oh, the assembly machines are going to be on Brian Adams. Oh, yeah, that's where I need to be going for all this stuff. Not this planet. Go over here instead. Head towards the star. Yes, I highlighted some interesting planets in other systems. So Calx 1, that was one. But we're not going to think about that probably for the next few streams, because I think it's going to take 2 streams for us to get the green science online. Here's the purple science. This is where we're making all the broadband. This is where we make internet. Let's see. So, are you going to come and nick more belts off of me? Did I put a belt harvester here? I probably did. I don't think I did. That's good. No, I did. Let's get out of here. I love nuclear fuel rods and actually having the power to fly around space. Let's go back. But yeah, we're going to have to make a better nuclear program for this green science. Because that either requires a load of particle colliders, which means a ton of power, or a massive fractionator setup, which I think we're going to do. Because I think we're going to run out of power before we run out of space on the ice planet. Unless we start burning all of the fire ice, which We could do... I don't really want to do that. Maybe we will. But only if we need to. Justify the existence of the thermal power plant. Okay. Where are we going? Because originally we settled there just for fire ice, but now we're making all this stuff too. Right, so... Assembly machines. These are for... turbines. Look how much stuff you need to make for just these turbines. So is this planet Alanis Morissette because it's irony? yeah, irony. Isn't it ironic? Yeah. I actually remember that song. I should get some credit for that. My music knowledge is next to nothing. Silly Device can tell you about all of these singers. Right, so that iron is not needed. We're making a belt for... Yeah, so this inner belt is for the motors. That needs to come out over here. I'm so glad they added the auto raise thing. Means it's a lot less fiddly to do belt things like this. Right, so that could be motors. Oh, is that new? Yeah, well, it's new to me. I hadn't played this game for a while, and they did a few updates. The version is currently 0.927, and they're working on a combat update where there's an enemy faction, which I'm really looking forward to because the way they're doing it is very interesting. So what will happen is the enemy faction will spawn on a different star system somewhere in the cluster, and they won't start attacking you until you're already going to other star systems. So you have plenty of time to get your initial factory going, and then you can start expanding out, and then they'll start expanding out as well, and then you can defend your stuff. But when they blow stuff up, it will leave a blueprint behind, so you can just go back and rebuild it if need be. You can build automated defenses, you can build automated fleets to like go and hunt them, etc. Looks really cool. I'm really looking forward to it. Because I think a lot of people are worried that combat in a game like this could be very frustrating, but the way the devs described it gives me a lot of faith that it's going to be a good system. Right, so each of these requires one belt. We remember that. Those go like this. Also, I must admit, I'm very impressed that this game is performing as well as it is. Like, we pretty much maintained 60 frames per second the whole time. And I remember when I played this game like a year ago, I was having major FPS issues. Trying to stream this at the same time. Right, let's see. Where am I going to send this? Let's raise this up again. Send this down here. I'm gonna figure out where all of these will go. I think it makes sense to... Really? Make a plate. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, and I imagine it'll be easy to turn it off as well if it's not your cup of tea. I think the devs are just being very considerate as to how to actually implement that system. Well, that's mildly annoying. That's where the wind turbine is. It's fine. so we need sources on this side. I've got a little bit over an hour left, so I reckon we can get to particle containers in that time. Let's see how far we can get. Oh, hold on. I need to charge my phone. Give me a sec. I'll be back in a sec. Let's get a nice view from up here while I'm fiddling with my phone. Right. Yeah. I feel like, all things considered, this has ended up looking quite neat. I'm somewhat impressed. That should do. Right, so what do we need next? Also, because I haven't mentioned it in a while, I'm using this website as a calculator to tell me how many of each building I need to make to get this to work. Because on the one hand, I could do the maths and figure it out myself, but on the other hand, it would take a lot of time and it would be kind of annoying for you guys to watch, I imagine. So I've got a little flowchart that I make using this website. What I do is I put in the amount of science that I want to produce, and I disable certain recipes based on what I want to do, and it will produce a little flowchart. It's very useful, and it works for Factorio and Satisfactory as well. Pretty good website. So we need graphene and more copper to make the particle containers. So we're going to import graphene. We already knew that. Oh wait, no we're not. We have graphene because it's the ice planet. That actually worked out quite well. So we've already got all the graphene we want right here. Let's see, how much graphene is that? It's 5 chemical plants. It's 300. It's a pretty unsatisfying number. If I make one more... Because what am I even making this for specifically? Hydrogen is going out here. And we're using the hydrogen for the fuel rods, and that's it. I'm just gonna make one more of these, and we're gonna hijack this because we don't need to mass produce the hydrogen fuel rods anymore. In fact, where are these even going? Like, we kind of stopped using these a while ago. They're going in here. They're filling up this ILS. It's probably fine. We'll probably want those at some point. Maybe. If not for us, then for making something else. Maybe for making more deuteron. Anyways. Really, bro? Chemical plants? Should have brought some more chemical plants with me. Dye copper. We'll just make some here. That's fine. Wow, these nuclear fuel rods take ages to dissipate. There we go. So we need... Where is the rest of this graphene? Oh, the rest of that graphene is going into Casimir crystals. Oh, I'm not even touching that one yet. We'll worry about that later. Right, put that here. We'll figure something out. Fire ice goes in here. Fire ice goes there. And then just take this line. Feed that on here. Oh, that needs to be set to. Needs to be set to graphene. And where's the hydrogen belt? The hydrogen belt is over here. I may need to move all of these. I don't think we need that anymore. Yeah, there's a faster way of doing this. That ain't it. Also, we need to turn these sorters off. Right. Put these back in here. Right, this should be fast enough, provided I know what I'm doing. Let's see. Still need to empty some of these. Make the storage containers back. That'd be a good idea. So all of the graphene that we built up ages ago, making those fuel rods, can go in there. The rest of that was going to an ILS, which I no longer care about, because that's not supplying any science. We can remove these. And the hydrogen belt can come here. We do have a storage tank for this. We'll make that storage tank bigger. That is graphene. That is hydrogen. So now we have one yellow belt of graphene. Why do I have so many accumulators on me? Probably for making gas giant collectors. Right, so then we will also take the stuff out of here. And what I will do is I will just make a splitter. I am occasionally known to make splitters. But what I'll do is I'll do it like this. There we go. Go in there. You can do this. And then just take that out of here. I prefer the top. So now we're going to empty these storage bins first, and then we're going to generate more graphene. And that's fine, because I don't need more hydrogen fuel cells. So then, with the graphene, we need to combine that with the turbines and the copper. Make 16 assembly machines worth of particle containers, which we're going to put here. So those will go here. Particle containers. Ching, sparkle, sparkle. So first things first, the graphene. These all come in at the same rate, so Let me take this. Just put it here. Step 1. That's actually very convenient. That's where it ended up. I did not plan that. No massive graphene belt spanning half the planet. It's actually quite impressive considering there's only 2 fire ice deposits here. Then we need copper, which is another belt. Then we need motors. No, the turbines. So where are the turbine belts? We haven't actually made the turbine belts yet. That would be a good idea, wouldn't it? So each of these makes... Yeah. So we can connect all the turbines together and send them the other way. So these can go like this. There's probably more efficient ways of doing that, but that's what I'm going to do. There you go. Cool. So that is turbines. Now, some of you might be thinking, what does a particle container do? I have an answer for you. It contains particles. So then we need the copper, so we should have one more belt of copper somewhere. We can just bring another belt from over here, and that can plug in directly on that side, and then we'll take the containers out of this side, I think. Yeah, that's fine. So let's just build the whole thing in reverse and then flip it. That makes sense to me. And we'll just let it run over the top of this. It's fine. And then I can go like this. That can go like this. Then, once the whole belt is flipped, well, we'll hook these up first. Then we'll make sure the whole belt is built, and then we'll flip it. You can hear all the sound coming off these things. Sadly, no sound for the assembly machines. Although I imagine it would be quite deafening if you could hear it. And then we'll flip this over here, and that should start trickling down the whole way. The amount of lag that there was when that happened implies that it worked. There we go, and then this can be the particle containers. And I'm actually going to make a storage bin for these, just in case I want them for something else. Like, I'll put that here. We'll run this up here. We'll just store a few of these in case we want them. And the last thing to do is to... Yeah, there comes the copper. That's good. And these can just go like this. There we go. Particle containers. Yeah, they come. Purple doohickeys of joy. So, what does that mean? So these are used for making like the interstellar logistics station, planetary logistics station. So we should be able to make these a lot more quickly now that we have a production line of them. And we intend to use this for research mostly, but having them available for construction is also nice. We're going to be using them to make these strange matters, but you need iron and you need deuterium for these, and we need a lot of deuterium. So we're going to do that another day. What else can we fit in today? Let's see. So we need to make some processors. We need to make some more processors again. So annoying. Fine. Yeah, let's make the processors quickly. So we need another 1,440 silicon for this. So we set up a processor factory a while ago for the purple science. Now we need to make another one for the green science. Yeah, here we go. So hold on, if I zoom out. So this is the entirety of the manufacturing for one belt of particle containers, just to give a sense of scale. You know, I think I might make this the thumbnail today. I haven't done a planet view thumbnail yet. Maybe move the thing there. I don't know. Yeah, like that. There we go. I like it. So we need to make another process factory. So, silicon. There is a very small amount of silicon here. Looks like it's just here. I don't think that's going to be enough for a mass... I mean, that might be enough. That's going to run out pretty quickly. I think I will set it up with the silicon for now, but we'll have to plug in some other silicon later. Like, we may as well use it, because otherwise we're not going to use it. But I'm expecting it to run out at some point. So this is a long-ass belt. We probably don't really need it anymore. We're not going to be proliferating much over here. Are we even going to be able to get enough from this? It's going to be a bit of a test. Okay. Let's try and be creative. No, don't mine the silicon yourself. I don't need you to be that creative. Let's see. So that's 250. I think we're going to have to actually add it up and get something going. Oh, wait. I know what we should do. Hold on. Yeah, let's be creative. I'll set up the mining machines so that they're oriented like this. Then hopefully we could sneak them on top of each other. Well, that was the plan. Yeah, like this. And then we can do the same thing on the other side. Thank you, game. Let's try and position this a bit more tactfully. It's going to annoy me because the angle isn't going to exactly match up. But I'll have to accept that. Right, I think what we're going to do is we're going to combine this with splitters. So I think we're actually going to want some green and blue belts for this. We're going to do it like that. Well, let's see. If each of... Can I fit another one on the end? Maybe if I rotate it a little bit. Yeah. Okay. So each of these is... So that's 5, that's 5, that's 6, that's 5, 5, 5, 7, 6. Okay, so that's enough for 4 yellow belts. It's going to get through this quite quickly, but that's okay. So let's see. I'm going to just send them... I can actually send them underneath the proliferator, that's not an issue. Can we get this all with one Tesla tower? Yes, easily. Good. Yeah, and I can just plug in like this. And this can go here. That's disgusting. There we go. So, that is 4 yellow belts of silicon ore. And now that I think about it, I should just put the silicon manufacturing here. Where else am I going to put it? So, we need 24 smelters. That's fine. So, let us make some smelters. All the spare... The thing is, we're just acquiring all this spare material from whenever we go back to reload on something else. So we may as well make a few of these things here. In fact, what I'll actually do is I'll rationalize these a little bit. What I'll do is... put this here. Make these silicon. Do it like this, and then these can go somewhere slightly different. Yeah, like this. And then what I'll do is... This is going to be somewhat ugly. Also, I'm kind of sad. We didn't use up the whole stack of 1,000 swords yet. We're about halfway through it. And that's number 400 there. So there's the high purity stuff. And that can go like this. I've done that in slightly the wrong way. That's fine. But yeah, you can definitely save a lot of time by effectively blueprinting in this game. I imagine that's how the speedrunners do it. Like, just make a load of blueprints in advance and just copy and paste them. And if you rehearse where you're going to put them, then it's just a matter of getting everything built. Positioning it around where your veins are. Queuing up the researchers in the right order. Definitely is something you can speedrun if you really want to. So, then, for the microcrystalline components, we need copper. So we need to combine that with one of our copper belts, and then we need to combine it with circuit boards. We're just going to need more copper and more iron. So let's see. I mean, we have those resources over here. But we're not going to do it over here. We've already budgeted for this. We've got a load of iron belts over here that we're not using. And we have 2 copper belts over here that we're not using. So that can go... I think what I'm going to... Look, here's some copper as well. We could have hooked that up. Maybe we do just hook this up. It's right en route to where the iron is. Then we're going to end up with some useless belts over here, but maybe we'll use them later for something, I don't know. I think that's what we do. So let us take these belts, and instead of going this way... We got the green belts going under the other green belt just to be extra confusing. What we do is we take that round the outside, so go to the final wind turbine. Because there's nothing else we're using this space for. Perhaps this big space here is where we'll do the fractionation. Because I want to make a proper fractionator. The one we built last time was not super efficient. So we'll make a more efficient one. But first we're going to make a load of belts. It's actually going to take you a while to make these. We're probably going to have to go back and grab some more belts. No, not that. Yeah, so that's going to be my aim for the next half an hour. Is to get this little processor factory done. We'll bring it up to here. Yeah, there we go. You know what? I'm just going to go around this. We'll connect this to the copper we've already hooked up. I don't particularly feel like wasting my time on that. So let's see, we've got iron belts here, so let's double check that. So we need... How many iron... Need one iron belt for circuit boards. Let's make the circuit boards. I really don't want to wrap all that copper all the way over here. Maybe it should be fine. So we're using these three. These two haven't been hooked up yet. So what I can do is I can... yeah, I'll bring them over here. It's going to annoy me. There you go. Enjoy some copper. Because doing it this way, we know we're mining it all from one node. And if we... I don't think we are going to deplete a whole node. But if we do, then we can connect it to another node. What we'll do is... what we'll actually do is we'll disconnect these ones in sequence. That one can go here. And then we'll take these and raise them up. Just to get over here. Our belts. Make a few more. Then we'll go back and restock. Then those belts can come down here. There we go. Whatever. And then we'll just take that copper past all of this iron. And then hook it up here. Seems fine. And this iron is hooked up, this iron is hooked up. These three, these four are hooked up. These two iron aren't hooked up, so this is where we need to connect it on. So we need to make 4 circuit board factories. Yeah, for the processors. Okay. Let's put those here. Each of these, yeah, that will take up the whole iron belt. That's fine. So let's move this slightly. Actually, yeah, let's plug it in here. That's okay. Oh wait, that's slightly silly. Let's do it this way instead. There you go. And then one of the coppers will come in. That copper can actually come in on the outside. So let's actually bring this down here. We can just bring it over these ones. You can just bring it over all of those and then bring it in here. Because there aren't any sorters in that outside row, so it'll do it automatically. The auto raise thing doesn't seem to like the sorters, but everywhere else it seems to be fine. That's going to be 180 copper. There we go, so that's circuit boards. Yeah, that's good. Alright, and then we need a full copper belt to combine with the silicon, the microcrystalline components. Silicon's coming here, so we want 16 assemblers. We picked up 300 assemblers. I think I might have been a little bit optimistic. We're going to want 2 rows of 8. So let's put those here. Seems fine. I'm going to have to rearrange some of these things later. So microcrystalline components can go here. Not sure why I did it like that. That's definitely not the quickest way of doing that. And then each of these will take a silicon belt. No, I'm out of belts. Right, we're gonna do one more trip for belts. Let's go to Celine Dion again. Yeah, we're getting there. So we'll get this processor factory built, and then I'll summarize the remaining steps for getting the green science, and we'll do them next Tuesday. Oh, we were actually pretty close to the planet. That was convenient. Strange how sometimes the orbital mechanics actually work in our favor. Time for belts. Yeah, so we're going to have to make some more organic crystals to get the Casimir crystals. That's what we're going to be doing tomorrow, actually. It's mostly going to be Casimir crystals. Finding a use for all this hydrogen we've been stockpiling. Right, I'm just here for belts. Don't mind me. I'm just gonna let this fill up at this point. Also, I'm gonna make a load of these silicon things myself. With all this ore. There you go. And then we leave. Yeah, how's that worked out with the orbit like that? Yeah, we're literally at the convergence. How convenient. We use this rare cosmic phenomenon to save half a minute on our commute. So... quantum chip. All Icarus do is eat quantum chip and lie. Right, let's see. Belt finish here. Then I can connect up like this. We already made one big processor factory, so I'm not going to dwell on this too long. It's actually going to be somewhat similar size. So then we need another belt of copper to go in here and wrap around. So we'll send that one around the other side. Like... well, I mean, not exactly like that. Actually, you know what we'll do? This makes way more sense. This... that can go all the way around here. Yep. There we go. I love that auto raise thing. Really good for a case like this. So our iron smelters are just now surrounded by copper, just for that excellent aesthetic. God, I hope I never have to rip any of this out. Right, so then that goes all the way around this. So that can go like this. Slightly tight around the ILS, but that's okay. There we go, microcrystalline components. And then we need to combine those with the circuit boards, and that will take 12 assembly machines, one row. Okay, that's fine, we can do that. There we go. Look at that, that fits nicely. So that can be processes. Then this can flip. We can just hook this up around like this. Actually, no, I think about it. Hold the phone on that just very quickly. We've researched the gravity matrix. Here it is, the green science. We did it. We unlocked the green science tech. Right, so microcrystalline components. This is going to be one belt of these. So we'll have that go around the outside like this one. Can we even fit that here? We can. What a boss. And then what we can do is we can actually have that go down here, feed in this side, and then these circuit boards can come around the other side. Nice. Yeah, I thought that made sense. This is definitely the kind of game where if it was the only game I played, I would try and memorize like the ratios and actually work it out without the calculator. But that is not the case. But that's what I like about this game, is you can make the experience as challenging or as straightforward as you want to. Like, you can figure everything out yourself, or you can use a calculator and just build the ratios of buildings it tells you to. There's still challenge in both of those layers. It's just about what you find more interesting in the game. Hey, Silly Device. Lots of people have been asking about your planet names. How you doing? We are just making some more processes. We're doing loads of stuff on the ice planet today. Because we're trying to make green science. And we do need some processes for that. but we mostly need strange matter. And that requires particle containers, which requires a lot of turbines. And that's what we've just been making. So that is that. That can come out here. There's our processors. There we go. So yeah, we were already making these elsewhere in a lot of places, but now we have processors on this planet too. So yeah, we basically, first of all, we've covered the whole equatorial band in wind turbines, because I couldn't think of anything better to do for power. I mean, we could burn the fire ice, but I don't want to burn the fire ice. We had like a stockpile of 10,000 wind turbines somewhere, because we filled up an ILS and then we emptied it. So we had enough that we just covered the planet in wind turbines. And that's generating 350 megawatts-ish of power. So it should be enough for all of this. And we've got the processor here, and then we've got the particle containers here. So we're kind of about to wrap up. Imi's just like, give the guy a follow. Oh, I'll get to that later. What about moving to new worlds? Yeah, so we had a poll. We had a poll in the YouTube channel about whether to make the green science via metadata and just start exploring, or whether to make the green science factory at home and then export the space warpers. And everyone on YouTube voted for green science factories, so that's what we're doing. So we'll export everything first. Then it's not Prosecco. I had a drink earlier. It could have been anything. It definitely wasn't Prosecco. Yeah, I think we've unlocked all the techs that we can do without green science. Now we can unlock the vertical silo. Rocket launching. Look how quickly this research is churning. Now that we've done all those research techs. That is nice. I need a hydrate. Hold on. No, I can improvise. Hold on. I should have actually got another drink, but it's the end of the stream. I got some Coke. And why did I shake it up? That was a really bad idea. Hold on. Let's not explode this over my computer. There we go. We're opening the Coke. You know, right before I go to bed. What a good idea. It's gold. Yes, it tastes. It's gold Coke. It actually tastes of metallic gold. It's very, very flavorful. Actually, that's the thing. Why aren't gold and silver things combined in this game? I feel like that's something that you could have a use for somewhere. But no, it's vanilla Coke. And we burned through all of our science stores just like that. Excellent. Good job. Yeah, most of the rest of this needs green science, but we're almost there. Look how many techs we've done. So, yes, the plan. So, we're going to make green science. I think what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to load up the page where I've been doing the calculation on, because I've got it on my other computer at the moment. Let me just bring it up here. So let me just have a look. Very preparedly. So we're trying to make... Yeah, here we go. Here's the website. So, factoriolab.github.io. We are not playing Factorio, we're playing Dyson Sphere Program. So let's add green science. Let's do 180 per minute. Hello. So this is the program that I've been using. Yeah, vanilla Coke is super nice. It's amazing. Set it to flow. And then what we need to do is we need to disable some recipes. So I need to disable the sulfuric acid ocean. I believe. Yeah. We need to enable advanced graphene. And I think this is what we've done. Yeah, this looks like what we've done. So this is the flowchart for making green science. So you need a lot of iron, mostly for making the turbines for the particle containers. You need a decent amount of copper, mostly for, again, the turbines, but also for the processors. We've used the silicon. So the next things that we need to do are we need to make... So we've got these particle containers. We've got the processors. So the next things that we need to do, we need to make plane filters so we can turn the processors into quantum chips. And to do that, you need titanium glass, which is pretty easy to make. You just need titanium, water, glass. So we'll make this somewhere else. But then we also need Casimir crystals. And Casimir crystals require organic crystals, which are annoying. So we'll have to disable the organic crystal vein recipe because we don't have that one. So yeah, we got to make organic crystals. So that's going to take plastic, oil, etc. That's going to be super annoying. We'll do that on the Mediterranean planet. And that's where we'll make the titanium glass as well, because that needs water. And then you also need an absolute metric butt ton of hydrogen to make these Casimir crystals. And we do have the ice giant, and we do have a lot of excess hydrogen, so we're going to burn that all on Casimir crystals. And then that's how you make the quantum chips. And then the other side of the coin is the Graviton lens. You need to combine the particle containers with deuterium to make strange matter. And you can either make that with... You can either make that with the particle colliders, which takes a lot of power, or you can make it with fractionators, which just takes up a lot of space. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to make a more efficient fractionator setup than the one that we last made. And then you need to combine that with diamonds to make the Graviton lenses. And then when you combine both those things, you get the gravity matrix. And then you can use that for research, and you can also use it to directly make space warpers. You can make space warpers with just the Graviton lenses, but it's much less efficient. But yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing. That's the plan. So yeah. On that note, I'm going to go wrap it up because I'm going to get to bed. And the remaining tasks are too big for me to reasonably get started today. So let me... It's nighttime again. Why is it always nighttime? It's not even nighttime. It's just the sun is so pathetic on this planet, it just looks like it's nighttime. Whatever. So we've basically just done this stuff today. All of this. I don't think we're going to get a ship launching. Are we? Maybe. We already did this earlier. There's the nearest ship. There's a ship coming in. We'll just wait for a ship to come in for the thumbnail, and then we'll wrap it up. Actually, it's going to come right on top of the info card. If I move it like this. There we go. Here it comes. There it is. There it is. There's the ship. Alright. On that note, let us save the game. Stream derps again. Here we go. And I'm going to wrap it up. So, hold on. Give me a sec. Alrighty. thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate the company. I like playing video games, and it's nice to have a reason to play video games. I like sharing knowledge with you guys. I like swapping stories with you guys about the games, and it's just nice. It's all right, silly device. I'm being quite prompt on finishing at the moment because I've got a lot of work to do in real life, and I can't get to bed late at the moment. But yeah, it's been fun. It's Tuesday, so we've been playing Dyson Sphere Program. We normally play Oxygen Not Included Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays. We usually play games from 7:30 to 10:30 British time. It's currently British summer time. But yeah, the best way to know for certain what I'm going to be playing and when is to follow me on Twitch, and then you'll get a notification of when I go live, and I'll say what I'm doing. We do also have the YouTube channel where we upload all of our... Is that going to work? Yeah. We also have the YouTube channel where we upload all of our VODs. So all the previous Dyson Sphere Program streams are on there. We have a lot of Oxygen Not Included related VODs on there, and some discussion of meme videos. And yeah, Imi's showing off the Discord. Very nice. Appreciate it. Nice Prime gaming around there. I need to get my Prime gaming. I need to get my Prime subscription done. I don't know who I'm going to subscribe to with Prime at the moment. Yeah, the Discord's fun. We all like to hang out in there and post builds. I'm not sure how up to date this list is. It looks pretty up to date. It's good. I'm going to take a dip in the Paku tank. There we go. That actually works with the emote. Alright, cool. Well, on that note, Whisker says goodbye. I'm going to find someone to raid. Let's see who's around to raid. Yeah, there's some old commands on here. Some of the commands aren't actually shown. Like, let's see if this works. Oh yeah, that works. Good. Nice. Yes. I'm gonna go raid Dragoness. She is playing Dyson Sphere Program. I believe she has just been starting in that game. It's her first run. I don't know. Yeah, looks like they're doing... Looks like they've got some yellow science level research going on. No, I don't have a fart command C device. So we're gonna go raid Dragoness. And we've said hi to them before, and they call me very handsome, so we're gonna go raid them again. But yeah, if you have any fishy emotes, feel free to share them. Otherwise, I'll see you on Thursday. All right, so 3, 2, 1, bye for now.